Hello, hello.
Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday.
Yes.
Pre-New Year's Eve Thursday. Pre-New Year's Eve. We're almost there.
It's the eve of the eve.
It's the eve of the eve. It's the pre-eve. Whatever the word is for it. But
why does that somehow sound dirty?
Well, part of it's because it's you hearing it at first.
Not wrong.
So we'll go with that for now. But I'm sure there's another reason. Look at our comment section. Hi guys.
Hello. Welcome.
Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, happy Thursday. Welcome to Two Geek Girls. I'm Crysstal, and this is Geek Girl Lyssa. There we go. And joining you on this pre-New Year's Eve. So first I'm going to say Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's to everybody. Say bye-bye to 2021.
Does someone have the salt so we can circle 2022 with it?
I mean, it's just, let me say, first of all, the year went by incredibly quick. And we say that every year just because we're getting older, but it did. Hollywood and television finally making us feel like we missed out on that's one thing that hit me. I'm just that much of a nerd. I'm just that much into this. Like the one thing that hit me was all the stuff that's coming out because it was all on hiatus for a year. It was all pushed back for a year. It was all behind. So that's really hitting home how fast this year went by because 2022 seems so far away just a few months ago.
And yet.
But it's not. No, it's not. Yes, we're going to get into all of these things because I am excited for obviously lots of shows, the more movie announcements. The comic books are revving up again at the end of the year. Marvel and DC battling it out again. All of that stuff. So no, we're not. I don't think we're going to do any major Spider-Man spoilers or anything spoilers on the show this time because Crysstal was sick and then Alec was sick and still haven't seen Spider-Man. So obviously there's a few.
This is a weird turn of events because I'm usually the one that hasn't seen it yet and I've seen it.
Good. This is good. And there are things that like Alec and I are like, okay, no, this is not really spoilers because obviously that was going to happen. Obviously this was going to happen. Obviously that was going to be in that. So those things are okay. But overall, like we can't watch this Doctor Strange trailer because we can't. Mm-hmm. So that's where we are right now. So no major spoilers, but we are excited. And we'll get back to that next year. So that's all good. What are you watching or trying to watch or excited to watch now, Lyssa?
I watched Encanto last night.
Watch what?
Encanto.
Okay.
The new Disney movie.
Yes.
It is so freaking adorable.
Yes, this does seem to be a hit with fans and critics.
I love it. It's amazing. You guys should watch it.
I'm excited. That is on my list. That one, Boba Fett, is on my list. Yes. Those are the next two ones I'm going to finish up. But then there's a bunch of stuff that starts. Somebody already mentioned we got Cobra Kai coming up. And
yes,
that's a big one. I'm excited.
I still haven't watched the third season, despite that's the one Josh actually worked on.
So I mean, this is the one thing that hit me. And as we say, I am a little bit older than you, so I remember a lot of the movies coming out in that big run in the 90s, like the early 90s. So Karate Kid and all of that when we were having.
Well, here's the thing.
Stuff coming out.
I actually watched Cobra Kai before Netflix took control of it. I watched it on YouTube Premium when it was still controlled by Google.
Yes. Yes, this is where I finally like buckled down and got more into YouTube because of Cobra Kai, because the creators, that was the outlet they had. And then Netflix was like, yoink, we'll take that. Mm-hmm. And that was great. Because season 2 was I don't want to say an improvement. There wasn't, season 1 was what it was. It was cheesy and delicious, and we're totally here for it. And then they just got a bigger budget, and so things just got
exactly.
It built up
more cheesier and more delicious.
More cheesy and more delicious in the way that we love, and that's absolutely fabulous. So I'm excited for season 4, but because 10 years ago, if you had told me, oh yeah, Cobra Kai is going to become a huge thing, I'm like. I would have been like, what? No. I mean, the next thing you're going to tell me is we're going to be in a pandemic and not allowed to go to work. Oh, what? Yeah. So there you go.
I mean, had you told me like 3 years ago, this would be my life, I You know, the pandemic I'd believe, but like the rest of it, I'd be like, ha!
Not that far-fetched. And it freaked me out because Alec and I had just finished watching that television show with J.K. Simmons, like not Duplicate, but something. Maybe it was Duplicates, something like that. Mm-hmm. And so in the parallel world, the split world, there was a pandemic that had completely changed their world. And it's this idea where you see commercials and you see urges to, you know, if you see somebody, but it of course they went full nuclear, and it's like, if you see someone that's sick, report it. But you see sanitation stations everywhere. You see everybody in masks. You see people distancing. You see less people, like people really not being outside. And I'm like, oh, this is so weird. Yeah. Referring to J.K. Simmons. Yep. But yeah. that was creepy because we just watched that. But again, this is parallels just happening. So bottom line, I'm all about the nostalgia. This is right up there. So Cobra Kai announcing that Michael Keaton is not only going to be in the Flash movie, but he's going to be in Batgirl. Vincent D'Onofrio going hardcore as Kingpin once again, which I'm old enough to remember when he was Thor. So there you go. Yeah, that's how old I am. So
fair enough.
Yep, and he is all about it. He is loving being Kingpin. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think he's doing a good job? You think that this is like just the embodiment of Kingpin? Because he's going to be here. He's going to be here for a while. We've got Daredevil continuing to go forward. We've got crossovers into the cinematic universe. We've got the possibility of Kingpin becoming the next like big villain.
Well, see, that's one thing that this is a little spoilery, but not really, because I think it actually came out with the cast list. Right. Murdoch is in the new Spider-Man. Yeah. He's Peter's lawyer.
And that crossover into it, so they, you know, everything lining up with, of course, him being part of Hawkeye for the last several episodes of Hawkeye. Mm-hmm. Not me to spoil it, but there you go. We knew where that, if you're a fan of the comics, if you were aware of any of the characters that they were using for the Hawkeye show, which all of these shows, let's remember, are to introduce young Avengers. That's what these shows are meant to do.
That's really what this is.
That's what this is. And that's totally fine. I think
this is our fifth one.
If you're at 4 or 5, having trouble keeping track. But yeah, we're at 4 or 5. So there you go.
No, we're at 5. Because we've got the twins. Mm-hmm. We've got the one in Winter Soldier.
Yep.
We've got
grandson. Yep.
Kid Loki.
Yep.
And now we've got yep.
Okay. We're gonna have a yep.
So we've got 5.
I'm interested.
We've got 5 Young Avengers now.
5 there. Of course, always interested to see if they're going to do Agent 19. Now that we have that confirmed.
We'll see.
Yeah. Yep. All of that. It's everything coming together. And of course, the latest announcement, but it's more in line with the comic book Marvel world, but it is announced. Obviously, that means that whatever more news we're going to get about the MCU. So we have a confirmation that you're going to have a battle between the Eternals, the X-Men, and the Avengers.
Okay, Steven, I agree with you about them bringing the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. gang back in the MCU. However, they're going to have to do it in a way that's very specific because of the fact that they've already established that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not canon. So, like, I love Quake's actress, for example.
Yeah.
I love all the actors that they had in that show. But because it is officially not considered a part of the MCU canon, they're going to have to reintroduce these characters. Even if it's the same person playing them, they're going to have to come up with a new way to introduce them.
It's going to be interesting. Now, what they are considering canon is S.W.O.R.D. What they are considering canon is, now we know whether she's Mockingjay or not, but we have Agent 19.
Mm-hmm.
So there's, and S.H.I.E.L.D. at some point, obviously, was all part of the, so we have S.H.I.E.L.D. It's just, it's kind of like, yeah, we've got Charlie Cox and Daredevil and Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin. That doesn't mean that they're going to be exactly the same from the show while Netflix had it,
Mm-hmm.
which is, so we'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, it's multiverse. Welcome to the multiverse.
Yeah, welcome to the
Anything is possible.
multiverse.
Anything
For
is
the main
possible.
timeline, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not canon. However, for one of those timelines, it is.
Yes.
And that
Yes.
might be their way of doing it. Because they've got this rather convenient multiverse thing going on right now.
Yeah.
So they can literally pull all of the properties that they have recollected over the past couple of years, or
Sony
that
Fox
they've
Disney.
not considered canon. Well, everything's now technically canon. It's just its own timeline.
Right. And it's tricky to, I mean, it's a lot, but I'm loving so far the way that they've been able to tie in television / streaming shows
Mm-hmm.
to obviously the MCU. That's not the easiest thing to pull off because lots of chefs and lots of kitchens, but Feige is making it work, and that's all that matters.
Exactly.
So we will see. But yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was an audience favorite for a reason.
It was a really good show.
It was a very good show. There's a lot we would still like to see happen with that. I would also like to see the sword spin-off with our favorite characters from WandaVision.
And another thing about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that was really good was they started to introduce the Kree outside of, the handful of scenes we saw the Kree in Marvel.
Yeah. And they are obviously very important. This is obvious. They're not just paying, like, they're not just a little thing. This is, you keep watching
the Kree are very important, especially since we have the, oh crap, what are they called? The Skrull. Yep. So if they've introduced the Skrull, like, the Kree are going to become increasingly important in the MCU.
Yes.
And also now that they have access to the X-Men, there's a lot of storylines in X-Men that involve the Kree.
All the little, at this point, I don't assume that anything is a mistake. They mentioned something and it's somewhere that Wolverine was known to have gone. Okay, that means that's a little slide in. That's a possibility for that. They make something that looks like M-Day or looks like a part of the storyline from M-Day. I take it like as something that to pay attention to. Mm-hmm. And you don't cast, like, the actors that they've cast as the Kree are amazing. Mm-hmm. And everything. So yes. Yes.
If we just ignore the pissing match between Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and some of the execs at Disney, their fucking casting director was spot on.
Yes, they have to acknowledge how good that it really was a good show, and it wasn't an easy one to make a good show. But that's something I say about also the 4 shows on Netflix. Daredevil still, I think, being the one of the highest quality that they had created at that time. And then it just depends on if you're more of a Jessica Jones fan. Yeah, Iron Fist from season 2, not season 1, season 2. Mm-hmm. It really depends on what you're there. I think there's a lot you don't want to throw away, but it's going to be interesting. They have confirmed Deadpool will absolutely be joining, and I mean, are you really going to turn down the money? You're really going to turn down the possibility when obviously it's what the fans want?
Yeah,
they're not. Now, speaking of what the fans want, is Norman Reedus going to be our new Ghost Rider?
Ooh. Mm-hmm. I've not heard about this, but I am behind this. He would be perfect. That is a perfect casting.
Now he, on top of the fact that this, you can just imagine how this started for the fans. Like, it's Norman Reedus. Of course, if they were going to talk about him being anybody in the universe, it was going to be Ghost Rider. Sure.
Oh, definitely. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yep. He is fanning the flames, but very much so fanning the flames.
I'm sure he really wants it, because that is like the role that was like the perfect aesthetic for him.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be here for it. I'd be here for it. I think it would make a great show.
Like, don't get me wrong. I know Nick Cage is also trying to get the role back.
I would like to see him do a cameo.
I want to see
Nikki.
See, I want the Ghost Rider multiverse coming because you have the Ghost Rider from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
You have, of course, Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider, where it's just Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage.
It's just enjoyable. You can't
it's not good, but it's enjoyable.
I still watch it for Nick Cage too. So there you go.
Exactly. It's by no means a good movie.
That shot, it was a great
and the second one's worse than the first one, like in regards to how good of a movie it is.
I don't know where you go from a shot with, Ghost Rider and an excellent rendering of Ghost Rider next to Sam Elliott on the Ghost Horse Ghost Rider. Where do you go from there? Where do you go? I don't know where you go from it.
The obvious answer is you bring Sam Elliott back.
You bring Sam Elliott back, you pay homage to Nick Cage, and you bring in Norman Reedus, and we're good.
Yeah.
And we're good.
But, like...
lots of people do all of it.
It's Sam Elliott. Like, he's willing to do a cameo for, like, a couple $1 million.
Yeah. Oh. It's Sam Elliott. He's just, yeah.
He's just along for the ride. That man is a national treasure.
He is. Speaking of which, he is. So that's the latest question. That's the latest buzz. I'm that just needed to put that out into the universe that it is something people are talking about. Norman Reedus is fanning the flames, and I am here for it.
I am too. Now that I know about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't let that one go. So when okay, now, well, I'll be done in a little bit. They're fine. Yeah, I want to let you guys know we're running a fireworks stand for New Year's Eve. We've partnered up with them, so when we're done, they're fine. They'll be fine. They're big boys. I'll be down to help them at the end. But obviously the weather here in Georgia, for those of you that aren't in Georgia, the weather here just went on us.
It's supposed to be like this for like the next 3 days,
which you can imagine how big fireworks are all over many places, but it's a whole other game here in Atlanta. It's a whole other game here in Georgia.
I will say this. At least, like, if we do get a gap in the rain on New Year's Eve, everything's wet. There's gonna be a lot less fires.
Yeah, not the fireman's favorite holiday by any means. And I have video. So and when I lived in Los Angeles, we were up on top of the whatever sky roof building we were on for New Year's Eve, and fireworks are not legal in the city for good reason.
Yeah.
However, there are you can find them on YouTube. Just all over Los Angeles. If you had any type of view, and we're talking like of all of Los Angeles, you could not get away from it. It's spectacular how many people were breaking the law, and I felt so bad for everybody.
Well, see, I feel like a lot of areas where it's against the law, because until like the past 15 years, it was technically illegal. However, you'd have all the Georgia families go just across the line to Alabama to buy your freaking fireworks, because that's exactly what my family did.
Yeah. No, yeah.
And as long as no one like basically died and nothing got caught on fire,
as long as it wasn't a problem.
Cops basically the cops just basically turned a blind eye to it. They're like, everyone's having fun as long as everything's being safe. No one's going to catch a charge over this. It's just if someone does happen to die,
lose a finger,
we've got an added charge to add on.
Yep, exactly. And that's really the way it is in Los Angeles. But LA is a world unto its own. I'm just going to say that. There you go. The other thing that is happening for the fans is, or rather seems to be getting a lot of traction, we'll see where it really goes, is the question of recasting T'Challa for Black Panther as opposed to letting him rest.
I think because Black Panther is such a driving force at times, and especially since we are likely going to be getting Storm in the near future. T'Challa, as much as we want to let that character rest, we need to bring him back.
I think we would be, and just my feeling from it from the beginning was, for the character, for the potential storylines, we would be losing out on something.
Yeah.
We would kind of be getting like a shell of what could have happened if we didn't allow the character to continue existing in the universe. But I mean, this is also where kind of maybe the multiverse or something could play a part.
Yeah, and see, that's another thing. Like, there's so many things that you can go, well, here's the multiverse.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm okay with it. Is if they're doing
okay
it right,
with that.
that's great. This is what I mean. Flashpoint sucked. Any hint of Flashpoint when DC was trying to do it, they just blew it. They blew it in the comics. There were a few good storylines in the comics. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for it. It's a comic book. It's supposed to have big disasters every year. I completely understand. That's totally fine. But however, I'm here for what Marvel's been doing. I'm okay with it. And obviously the big driving force is the economic reality of the fact that these properties were scattered to the four winds.
Yep.
So necessity is the mother of all invention, and the necessary thing to do was just
go ahead and do the multiverse.
Use the multiverse not as a one-off thing, but actually as the
way to tie everything in.
Of this, yeah, the entire phase of the next part of whatever's going to happen. But
but another reason why, like, we shouldn't just let T'Challa as a character be non-existent is because representation matters.
There is still a lot of talent in Hollywood that if there was that, I mean, that's the other part thing about everything that happened for the movie Black Panther, what it meant to have a major studio headline that cast, that story, as they did, and that the potential for that to continue would be hard to follow through without T'Challa. Like I like to say that, you know, Wakanda could stand on its own. I'd like to say that there are other characters in there that they could carry it as much, but
okay, I would agree with that if it had like 5 movies prior. But we had one standalone and 2 movies where T'Challa was in. I don't know if that's my internet or hers. Crysstal? Hello? Guys, if you hear me, please say something in the chat, because she is robot. Yes, no, maybe so. Crysstal? Oh. Well, we lost her. Hopefully, oh, there we go.
Here we go. I think it's the weather again.
Yep. I was like, is that my connection or her connection?
It's mine. That it's telling me I've got a band, but we'll see. We shall see. Just let me know when I go out again.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute. The weather's been acting wonky with our internet on occasion too. So
yep.
Is it me? Am I the drama?
Or no, not this time. My tribbles this time.
The multiverse broke. Yes.
It's he said, shut up. That's what he thought. There we go. Okay. Stay. Stay. I got like 20 minutes left. Relax. Okay, here we go. Oh, the other one I was going to say, I did for. So.
You're a robot again, Crysstal. Bueller. Crysstal.
Hello?
You have... Hello, I hear you, but you're still very much locked up. Oh, you moved. But you're locked again. I'm sorry, guys. Tribbles have occurred. Oh, maybe. Vielleicht. Oh! We have liftoff.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, you locked up again?
Plug it and plug it back in.
You locked up again, Crysstal.
Damn.
We might just need to make this a really protracted stream.
Let's see.
This is rather interesting. I feel like we've been invaded by Transformers, guys. This is we were having such a rousing conversation about Marvel and DC and Flashpoint. And then yes, Cat? Would you like to come here? Come entertain the stream. Ezri. Come on. Come here. Aha! Ezri says, hello, guys. But, you know, gotta love the weather being the way it is. Would you please lay down, Cat?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm back.
There we go.
There we go. Close
yes,
enough.
Ashley Kitty.
Huh?
I
Can you hear me okay?
said, yes, I hear you now.
Okay.
Esri came over and decided to say hello to stream.
Oh, did she?
Yep.
Thank you, Ezri. Okay. I was talking about I'm excited for the Batman now that the new trailer has dropped.
Okay.
So we have the Bat and the Cat trailer that's come out. I mean, so it's Batman. It's a standalone. It's Batman Year One. It's Long Halloween. It looks like some parts of Hush. Okay, cool. So there you go. In one of the non-US, one of the foreign trailers, there was a translation that said that Bruce and Selina are supposed to be childhood friends. I'm curious to see if that's true.
Okay. I mean, I could see that because they're both
Yeah,
from rich families.
It's something that they've tried before. It really depends on how they do it. That tells me that you're not looking at that you're looking at the storyline, which I believe was Year One, where she is connected to the powerful mob family.
Okay.
Which would make sense.
Yeah.
So, okay. And of course, Zoe Kravitz, love her. So excited to see her in this part. Was admitting that the hardest part of filming the movie was the cats.
Really?
Yeah. So there was a lot of them. And they know how to do the cues and tricks, but they only do it when they feel like it.
So this is a rumor I've heard. Apparently, Robert Pattinson decided he just didn't want to do the workouts. So him and the stunt actor looked very, very different.
That wouldn't surprise me. That would, if he's entirely dependent upon the suit. But I don't know. I would have done something. You don't have to be fully ripped, 6'6", crazy, jacked Batman, especially when you're just starting out. But
exactly, like there's no way that Bruce.
I'd like to be. I mean, if it was my opportunity to be a Caped Crusader, I'd do something.
It's like no. We're
doing something.
Trainer.
We're gonna
friend.
We're gonna. Yeah, but obviously things are a lot more. I don't know if you've ever seen. There's a great story Michael Keaton has told about when he was doing the first Batman, and while he was on set, he had been working out before. Once he signed on to the part, and then he was still working out on set. He was working out during breaks, and so at one point, Jack Nicholson was walking past, and he's like, and Jack Nicholson's just in his very Jack way was like, "Why are you doing that? What are you doing?" Now you have to think about the Batman suit from 1980s. This is the late 1980s. Okay, it's this thick.
Mm-hmm.
He can only be in it for a little while. He can't move his neck. And it's muscle on top of him.
Yeah.
So part of the problem he was running, you're actually going to run into is you're just going to you're going to lose a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Because of wearing the suit, sweating everything out, the discomfort, the hours on set, so he was losing weight, and then he's trying to work out on top of it, but he wasn't really bodybuilding workout on top of it. So in that case, there really wasn't any point. He wasn't a big guy. He was he was young. He was in pretty good shape to begin with.
Yeah.
You want to go and look a little good for the scene where you're hanging upside down or whatever you're going to do with.
Well, like when it comes to that, I wish they would show more realistic body standards when it comes to these superheroes that would be working out all the time, either because of a training regimen or just because, this is what they do day in, day out. So, like practice.
And it's strength. It's supposed to be strength training.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you look
at bodybuilding.
Yeah, if you look at weightlifters, they have a bit of a stomach. Because otherwise, your freaking organs, when you're picking up that much weight, will pop out.
Right. I mean, everything comes down to what you're training for. What are you training for? If you're trying to be in the kind of condition, like, ask the stunt people, because they're out there doing it. They're actually doing the tricks that you're trying to pretend you can do.
Well, exactly. But like most of them still have like this kind of like wiry build. It's not a bodybuilder's.
Which makes more sense. So everything comes down to the aesthetic of it. I mean, but there's a lot of them, because they're already thin and in okay shape. They're not out there trying to bodybuild. The suits are padded. Mm-hmm. The suits are absolutely padded.
Oh yeah.
It's like, yeah, no. So it's interesting, but
that's why I love Big Thorbowski so much.
The standards are going to be there. It's not always realistic. Yeah. So that's, neither here nor there. And for me, I'm just like, let's see the performance he pulls out.
Yes. I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'm really curious, because we know, just ignoring that Twilight exists, okay? That was him just trying to get his feet on the ground as an actor.
Yep.
We know that Robert Pattinson can pull out some amazing performances out of his ass.
Yeah.
So, depending on how he does...
I don't think anybody slacked in casting. They're not, at a certain point you want to trust the casting process. And my problem with the DC movies, honestly, has not been casting. It's been the scripts.
Yeah.
And the fact that I can't see I still have no idea what the Batmobile from Batman versus Superman looks like. I can't see it. I
You just
literally
have
can't.
the inside.
When I say the movie's dark, I mean literally I can't see anything.
Yep.
Who said film like this? This is awful.
But this
So
is
I'm just hoping I can
aesthetic.
see it. I'm just hoping I can see it. You know?
Yeah.
And not over horrible ADR. Stupid. Ugh. Or bad CGI. Or bad.
Bad anything.
I don't understand how the biggest movie you're putting out that took you 3 years to get made, you slacked on. I don't get it. I don't get it. For all that we can nitpick and pull apart the pull apart certain things about the Marvel movies, you still can't watch the movie and not understand moments of brilliance in it and how just as a film they're well made.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even Venom, I watched Let There Be Carnage. I enjoyed it. Loved Tom Hardy in it. It was awesome.
Like,
So I don't know. They just don't let certain things
to them introducing Venom to the actual Spider-Man movies.
So, and that was the one thing. Alec fell asleep during Venom. Not, it was fine, but it's not his thing as much as mine. I was enjoying the fun of it. So he didn't see the end scene. So he didn't know that they were. That was great. Again, I think that this is like Tom Hardy's best ever. I'm loving every part of it.
Well, so just so everyone knows, this isn't really a spoiler. This is more just a heads up. When you go to see the new Spider-Man movie,
right?
There are 2 cutscenes. End credit scenes.
Yeah. One
There's
I know is the one that got leaked. Yep.
And there is a Doctor Strange one.
So the Doctor Strange one's the one that got leaked a while ago. So I understood the breakdown of that one and I wasn't surprised. Like that was the one I kind of allowed myself to know about because nothing in that was a huge surprise, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, you and I fucking called it.
Yeah.
But when I saw it, I was like, wait, we called it.
That's right. Yes.
We called it. I was like, I feel so proud of us.
It's, and props to, I don't know if Marvel has done it officially, but props to the people who keep making the compilations. Sorry. The people who make the compilations of the post-credit scenes so that we can kind of see a little bit of a timeline there too.
Yes.
Cool. It's cool.
Yes. No, that definitely is helpful.
Yeah.
Like I really want to sit down with one of those compilations that has all of the post-credit scenes inserted where they are in the actual timeline.
Yes. I do believe somebody has done that.
There is at least one person that has done it.
Yes. I'm
There's
breaking them down and
See, and one thing I really wish that Disney would just freaking do, because it already exists, is just put that on fucking Disney Plus.
Yeah, no, I'd be here for it. I'd be here for it. Put it on
Disney Plus, where all of the movies are in chronological order, along with where the end credit scenes are supposed to go in that timeline, so you can actually watch a cohesive unit without trying to, have to do the mental math.
Disney Plus did it for the movies. You do have an option of going to the list.
Oh, do you?
That has not a release order, but a chronological order. Mm-hmm. And then you have an option of a release order. So they've done it, but no, I don't think they've done it for the post-credit scenes. So, but the Venom one would not surprise me at all, because again, of course, the Sinister Six and everything else is the next part for that. And then after that, Zendaya and Tom Holland hosting the Oscars someday would be great. They're still together in a year. That'd be awesome. But yeah. And then seems to be a possibility for Emma Stone to do a Spider-Gwen thing.
That
But
would
I
be
think she's just
awesome.
one of the possibilities for Spider-Gwen.
Depends on like how old they're wanting to set it.
Right.
Because like if you want to do the juxtaposition of Spider-Gwen and Spider-Man of her origin, then you would need a younger actress.
Yes. Yes.
But
That is true.
if you jump off from Amazing Spider-Man and do kind of like a juxtaposition of her falling from that scene,
Yeah.
and instead like show that and then do like, I don't know, like some kind of flippy effect for like a mirror universe kind of thing where it's Andrew Garfield falling instead of her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
I mean, What If is the other. Yeah. I'm convinced that a lot of the stuff that they put out in What If was also just to kind of see reactions to, as well as obviously giving us hints of some stuff that's coming.
I'm still just laughing over the fact that the Thor What If with Loki,
That was a good one.
Loki's son.
Do
you know how many people were simping over Frost Giant Loki on TikTok?
I am not the least bit surprised.
I'm like, I agree, I see it. But you are some thirsty motherfuckers.
Welcome to TikTok. Welcome to
I'm
TikTok
aware.
right there.
My most viewed video is a fucking thirst trap.
Yes.
It's at 15.3k views, and I'm like, I don't fucking understand. I wish my other content would do this well.
And this is, remember what we were talking about before we came on. This is, the people that even if they don't want to do it, even if it isn't their favorite thing to do, even if it wasn't what they set out to do when they started going onto a platform for 12 hours a day, they do whatever gets them the subs and views.
So apparently I just need to keep doing nerd traps.
Because
I used my lightsaber for the, it's called the Infinity Challenge. So you like you take the ring light and put it behind you.
Yes.
Along with the song.
Yep.
Yeah, I did that with my lightsaber. that got views. It's just me in a fucking sports bra and pants.
Yeah.
Doing that.
Yep.
People are thirsty.
People are thirsty.
My God. Stomach. And shoulders.
I think my favorite is still the gynecologist that did that.
I haven't seen that one, I don't think.
The gynecologist did the thing, and there literally is a woman in the stirrups.
Mm.
Yeah. It was props.
Nice.
Props for that one. Yep.
That's top tier. Good job. I think my favorite one of that one was like someone with their corgi. So they did that with the corgi, and then like the second shot was the corgi stepping through the ring light.
Okay.
It was so cute.
Yes, cuteness is also going to get us.
I was like, nope, that one.
Alec has fallen deep into the trap of talking huskies. And yeah. He's like, this many people really do. I'm like, this many people do really a lot of everything on TikTok or YouTube Shorts or whatever. So there you go.
Yep. There's a niche for everything. There's a reason why. Like there's like D&D talk, TTRPG talk, nerd talk, Twitch talk, you name it, it's probably a thing.
Yep. Not the least of it. I keep thinking I'm on my computer. I am not. There we go.
But it is 6:30.
It is.
I know
time because
the guys were calling you.
Somebody's calling me. I will find out who in just a second.
But
Good luck tonight, girl. Go ahead and tell everybody where they can see you after this.
Okay, guys. So I am going to be starting my Twitch stream at 7 o'clock. You can find me at twitch.tv/geekgirllyssa. I need to make like $60 tonight just so my bank account doesn't overdraft in direct tips, not bits, because I'm getting a Twitch payout. It just doesn't get to me till the 15th.
Right.
But I will do stupid things like play Witcher 3 without my glasses on for 5 minutes if you donate $10 to me directly. So, yeah.
It's dinner and a show, folks.
Exactly. So I am earning whatever you send my way. Like, you can make me drink. Like, I'm going to open a bottle of wine and sit down, and if someone pays like a handful of bucks, I will do the thing.
You got pickle juice in the house?
It's alcoholic pickle juice.
I was gonna say you gotta do a pickleback.
I mean it's what is it, the Old Smokies moonshine pickles.
Okay. Yeah.
So
gotcha.
I could actually do that with alcoholic pickle juice, so up the ante. Plus I actually like pickle juice, so that's not like really a
She will not be getting drunk, but she will be trying something new tonight. How about that?
Depending on how much people donate to me, tip me, that's a totally different story. I might be getting drunk, but it depends entirely on my community.
All right, you heard it here, guys. Help a girl out. Because
Yes.
student loans are the worst. Let's just make that clear. Absolute worst. Doing the work of Satan out there.
Exactly.
Yep. Exactly. Well, good luck tonight, girl. And to absolutely everybody, especially you, Lyssa, especially all of you in the comment section. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys.
Love you all.
We'll see you next Thursday, hopefully.
See you next year. Live long and prosper.
Yeah, see you next year for our... Technically, it would be like, what, our 3rd year that we're going into as a...
Technically?
Because...
Yep. Yes.
Yeah. What? We've been doing this that long?
Yes.
I mean, we are on episode 109, but still.
Yes.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Thank you so much, everybody. Bye.